So it's been a minute since I've really made any videos about anything like substantially like important in my life or something that could help others. And today I just want to say it is Sunday. I believe it's the 16th of February 2025. It's about 1:35 p.m. on East Coast time. And I'm back here. I've been back here since last Sunday. I got here like 9 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. I rolled into town. And I'm cleaning up a house that my grandparents left to me, and it's damaged by smoke from 1986 till 2023. So you do the math, 96, 2006, 16, and now it's 2025. We almost made it 40 freaking years, over 35 years of smoke damage to this house. Now, this was my step-grandfather that moved in, and he told my grandmother, and mind you, I was with my grandmother. She was taking care of me. My mom had moved, gotten married, remarried, and moved with the guy in the military, left state, and I used my grandfather's death as a way to escape having to go with my mom and her new man. I had to be the man of the house, you know. I had to stay with grandma, and that's what I did. I used that to, I used to think that grandpa died just so, you know, kind of like Jesus on the cross. He died so I could stay. So I could have an excuse to stay in Delaware. Now, new grandpa showed up in 86, somewhere around there, maybe it was 87, and he saved us. He took care of us. He brought a lot of different things into our lives. And it's easy to get resentful and angry with him, knowing that the house was going to go to me later. Yet, he told her, if I can't smoke inside with the windows down, hot box in the house because of allergies, because of all the pollen outside, we can't let it in. Like, people's perceptions. Anyway, if you ask me about marriage, or you tell me I can't smoke cigarettes, all I got is that bag over there, that toolbox, and that little bit of clothes in the closet, and I'm out of here. That's what he told my grandmother. So she tolerated it, and now they're both dead, and it's easy to get resentful that there's all this smoke damage. I mean, when I first started going in there after he first died, my throat would be on fire. I couldn't breathe. I would be stuffy afterwards. The walls were, I took pictures of it before. The walls were brown, almost like the cabinets. It was just atrocious. It's easy to get pissed off about that. But I guess he did leave me a little bit of money to fix it. So I could be really pissed off. I can't get too mad and resentful, and I want to be. You know, there's several people I want to be resentful towards. But I know what resentment entails, how living with anger can cause us to isolate, not spend time with people. I mean, my mom went through it. She didn't come back because she would fuss about his cigarette smoking in the house that she grew up in. And he would turn it around on her about, why don't you go lose some weight? So anytime she would send a book about like diabetes or eating healthy, he would spit back at her about, why don't you read it? Why don't you do it? So she never came back to visit my grandmother. And now she lives with that regret of not going back to visit her mom. And so, should I let resentment take over me like that? I just watched an example of it. My mom do it. The resentment thing. Should I do that too? Should I be like that? I mean, because I can be resentful toward my mom's boyfriend in a heartbeat. I just totally not somebody I want to be like at all. But everyone's got their benefits. Everybody's got their pros. Everyone's got their cons to them, you know. And with that being said, Be careful with your resentment. Be careful. Okay? Because it can limit, you can have a belief, set up an agreement in your mind, and you can, at that point, alienate yourself from family and that. And sometimes I think it would be better to isolate yourself from the family so you don't, that goes back to that whole, if you ain't got nothing good to say, nice to say, shut the fuck up. I don't think that's how the actual saying went, but if you ain't got nothing nice to say, shut up. Just keep your mouth shut. Nobody wants to hear your negativity. Nobody wants to hear your shit. So just shut your mouth. And that brings me to something else. Like, when you work somewhere and you're a manager and you ask somebody to do something, right? Because that's what you need to be done around the job site. And they start complaining or whining or pointing fingers at other people and, well, you do it or this and that. Like, I don't like that. That's insubordination for me. And they're just communicating and saying, oh, la, 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 la. They would just want to understand why. I guess people can take it personal. And for me, that kind of gets on my nerves because it's like, look, they asked you to not do this. Don't do that. Don't ask all these questions about why. Anyway, resentment, don't let it fester. And don't let it control the next decisions that you make. Don't just cut things off. Because when you get older, you may regret some of those decisions. And I might be a prime candidate for that because I like to be by myself. We got a few coworkers that like to be by themselves too. If you're watching, you know who I'm talking about. But maybe we're cutting ourselves off from growing. Maybe we're isolating ourselves, protecting ourselves from relationships or arguments or I don't know what it is, but maybe we're harming ourselves. All I can say is if it's the truth, when I get older and everybody's dead and gone and I didn't spend any time with them, it could be a pretty big thing for me at that point. Anyway, before I say anyway again, have a good day. I care about everybody out there. I care about everybody doing their best. This is what I'm up to right now. I haven't been posting because I'm busy. It's just me that came back to do this right now, and help's kind of hard to find. Anyway, till next time, Jeremy's Closet out. I'm thinking about changing it to Jeremy's Journey.